Small Habits, Big Wealth: How Daily Actions Build Lifelong Prosperity. Written by Ronnie Rowland. Published by Growth Literacy Lounge. Introduction. What if I told you that the secret to building wealth isn't found in complicated investment strategies or risky financial maneuvers, but in the small, consistent actions you take every single day? It's not the giant leaps that lead to prosperity, it's the steady, intentional steps. In a world that glorifies overnight success and quick wins, it's easy to lose sight of the real path to long-term financial freedom. Habit. True wealth is built one habit at a time, through small decisions that compound into significant results over the course of your life. Whether you want to save for retirement, pay off debt, or simply gain control over your financial future, the key lies in the habits you form and practice every day. This book, Small Habits, Big Wealth, is about showing you how to harness the power of those daily actions. It's designed to teach you the simple, practical steps that will transform your financial life, no matter where you're starting from. These are the same habits practiced by financially successful people around the world, habits that lead to not just short-term gains, but lifelong prosperity. When most people think about building wealth, they imagine big breakthroughs, hitting it big with a business, making a lucky investment, or inheriting a windfall. But here's the truth: wealth isn't typically built in one big moment. It's accumulated through the steady compounding of small, intentional decisions. The sooner you begin making these decisions, the sooner you'll see the impact, and the bigger your future wealth will be. Every successful person you admire has reached their financial goals not because of one-time windfalls, but because of the habits they repeated over and over. Whether it's automating savings, tracking spending, investing consistently, or living within their means, their wealth is a result of small habits, compounded daily. Think of it like planting seeds. Each habit you adopt is a seed that you plant in the soil of your life. At first, it may seem like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, those seeds are growing roots. Over time, with the right nurturing, those habits will sprout, grow, and eventually bear fruit: financial freedom, security, and abundance. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by money management or believed that financial success was out of your reach, this book is for you. It's not about making radical changes overnight, it's about embracing small, meaningful habits that, over time, will completely transform your financial life. We've noticed that 67% of you watching our videos haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Help us grow by hitting the subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you for inspiring us to keep creating content for you. I would love to hear your thoughts. How did this book resonate with you, and what insights or questions did it inspire? Chapter 1. The Wealth Mindset Shift. Many people fixate solely on the end results, unaware that those outcomes will never materialize without consistent effort. This is especially true when it comes to financial success. We see stories of overnight millionaires, big investments paying off, or sudden windfalls. But what we don't often see is the effort behind those successes, the small, intentional habits that build wealth over time. At the heart of every financially successful person is a key trait: the right mindset. If you're aiming for long-term prosperity, the most important shift you can make isn't necessarily in your budget or investments. It's in your mindset, the way you think about wealth, success, and financial discipline. Before we dive into strategies, ask yourself, how do I currently think about money? Do I view wealth as something only others achieve? Do I believe that I have control over my financial future? Most people approach wealth with a scarcity mindset. They believe resources are limited and financial success is reserved for a select few. But this way of thinking leads to fear-driven decisions, either hoarding money or spending it without regard for the future. A wealth mindset, however, operates on a different level. It's rooted in abundance, the belief that there are enough resources and opportunities for everyone, and that with the right habits, anyone can achieve financial freedom. Pause for a moment and reflect on your financial habits. Do you make decisions based on fear or abundance? This awareness is the first step to changing your approach. A wealth mindset lays the foundation, but it's your daily habits that truly build financial success. There's a common misconception that wealth comes from one-time decisions, landing the right job, scoring a lucrative investment, or inheriting money. In reality, sustainable wealth is built through consistent, intentional actions. Think about it this way. What you do every single day is a vote for the future you want to create. Consider these examples. The daily saver. They set aside a small portion of their income every day, no matter how tight the budget may be. Over time, this habit compounds into substantial savings. The consistent investor. They invest modest amounts consistently, regardless of market conditions. These small actions result in significant wealth over time. It's these small, seemingly insignificant actions that make the biggest difference. Wealth isn't about grand gestures, it's about the habits that you repeat daily, week after week, year after year. Research shows that 45% of what we do every day is based on habits rather than conscious decisions. This means that transforming your financial future begins with transforming your habits. The first habit we're going to cultivate is awareness. Before you can make any changes, you need to be fully aware of your current financial habits. Many people go through life without ever really looking at where their money goes or how their daily decisions impact their long-term prosperity. For the next week, track every financial decision you make. This includes how much you spend, save, and even how you feel about these decisions. By increasing your awareness, you'll start to identify patterns in your behavior that either contribute to or hinder your financial success. Awareness isn't just about tracking numbers, it's about understanding your relationship with money. Do you feel anxiety when you check your bank account? Do you make impulse purchases to feel better, only to regret them later? Awareness gives you the power to change those patterns. Here's something important to remember. Small wins build momentum. When you start making small, positive financial decisions, you'll notice a snowball effect. One good decision leads to another, and over time, you'll find yourself with a collection of wealth-building habits that feel effortless. Start small. Begin with simple habits that feel manageable, like setting aside $5 a day. It may not feel like much at first, but over time, that $5 a day turns into thousands of dollars. You're building a financial foundation, one habit at a time. This week, identify one small financial habit you can implement immediately. Maybe it's rounding up your purchases and transferring the difference into savings, or setting up an automatic transfer to your savings account. The goal is to start with something easy and sustainable. We've just scratched the surface of what's possible when you develop a wealth mindset and start implementing daily habits. The journey to long-term prosperity isn't about making huge leaps, it's about committing to small, consistent actions. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into how to build the habit of consistency and why it's the cornerstone of financial success. As you wrap up this chapter, take a moment to envision your financial future. What does prosperity look like for you? What habits will help you get there? Write down one mindset shift you're committed to making and one habit you'll start today. Chapter 2. The Power of Consistency. When it comes to financial success, consistency is your best friend. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of making a big change or taking a bold step, but real wealth is built through the small, steady actions you take every day. Consistency turns good decisions into lifelong habits, and those habits are what lead to long-term prosperity. Consistency. The unsung hero of wealth. Most people want immediate results, whether it's from investing, saving, or cutting down on debt. But here's the truth. Wealth doesn't come from a one-time effort. It comes from daily, repeated actions that may seem small at the time, but compound over the years into something powerful. Studies in behavioral economics show that consistency over time is more effective than sporadic, high-effort actions. People who consistently invest small amounts, for instance, tend to outperform those who make large, irregular investments because of the power of compound growth. This isn't just true in finance, it's true in every area of life. Consider health and fitness. You don't get fit by working out intensely once in a while. You get fit by working out regularly, even if it's just for 20 minutes a day. The same principle applies to your finances. Ask yourself, where have you been inconsistent with your financial habits? Are there areas where you've started with good intentions, only to lose momentum? Recognizing these gaps is key to understanding where you can improve. Why consistency matters in wealth building. Consistency might not feel exciting, but it's incredibly powerful. The reason it works so well is simple. Habits compound over time. Just like money in a savings account grows with compound interest, your wealth-building habits grow as you consistently apply them. The more consistent you are, the greater your results will be in the long run. Imagine you save $100 a month. At first, it doesn't seem like much. but after a year you've saved $1,200. Add a few more years, and the compound effect kicks in, not just from your savings but from any returns or interest you earn on that money. What started as a small, consistent habit turns into a significant nest egg. Research by Vanguard shows that long-term investors who contribute small, consistent amounts during both bull and bear markets perform better than those who try to time the market. Consistency allows you to ride out fluctuations and benefit from the market's long-term growth. The same is true for spending habits. Small, daily decisions, whether it's skipping a daily coffee purchase or choosing to cook at home instead of dining out, add up over time. The more consistent you are, the bigger the payoff. Building consistency through systems. So how do you build consistency into your financial life? It's simple. You need systems. Systems help you automate and sustain your habits so that consistency becomes effortless. The less you rely on willpower, the more likely you are to stick with your financial habits in the long run. 1. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings or investment accounts. This way you're consistently saving without even thinking about it. Automation takes the decision-making out of your hands and makes saving part of your routine. 2. Track your spending consistently. Use apps or budgeting tools that track your spending in real time. Consistent tracking will give you insight into where your money is going and help you make better decisions. 3. Set financial checkpoints. Every month, review your financial progress. Are you on track to meet your goals? Regular check-ins ensure you stay consistent and adjust where necessary. This week, choose one area of your finances to automate. Whether it's setting up automatic bill payments, savings transfers, or investment contributions, pick something you can set and forget. By doing this, you'll start building consistency without having to rely on daily effort, turning consistency into a habit. The secret to making consistency stick is to turn your actions into habits. When something becomes a habit, you no longer have to consciously think about it, it becomes automatic. But how do you get there? According to research from the University College London, it takes about 66 days for a new behavior to become a habit. That means if you consistently save, invest, or track your spending for just over 2 months, it will start to feel natural and effortless. Start small to go big. One of the most common mistakes people make is trying to overhaul everything at once. If you try to change too much, too fast, you'll likely burn out and abandon your efforts. Instead, start small. Pick one area of your finances where you want to be more consistent and focus on that. For example, if you struggle with saving, commit to saving just $5 a day. It might not seem like much, but after 66 days this action will start to feel natural. Then, you can increase the amount as the habit takes root. Think of one financial habit you'd like to establish. What's a small, manageable step you can take every day to start building consistency? Commit to this step for the next 66 days, and watch how your actions start to transform into habits. The ripple effect of consistency. Here's the magic of consistency. Once you establish it in one area of your life, it starts to spill over into other areas. If you develop the habit of saving consistently, for example, you'll likely start to be more mindful about your spending. Or, if you become consistent with tracking your expenses, you'll start to feel more in control of your finances and be more motivated to stick with your other financial goals. Consistency isn't just a habit, it's a mindset. When you realize that small, steady actions lead to big results, you begin to see the value in every financial decision you make. This week, commit to tracking one financial habit every day. Whether it's saving, investing, or monitoring your spending, make it a priority to do this one thing consistently. By the end of the week, reflect on how this consistency has changed your mindset about your finances. The compound power of consistency. Consistency is the invisible force behind every successful wealth-building story. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, it's about showing up every day, even when it feels like progress is slow. Over time, the results compound, and you'll see that small, daily actions are the key to achieving long-term prosperity. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to align your financial goals with your core values, ensuring that the habits you build are not just consistent but deeply meaningful and sustainable for the long haul. As you finish this chapter, think about one area of your finances where you've struggled to be consistent. What systems can you put in place today to make consistency easier? Write down your plan and commit to taking the first small step. Chapter 3. Aligning your financial goals with your values. It's easy to get caught up in the mechanics of wealth building, saving, investing, budgeting, but unless your financial goals align with your core values, it can feel like an uphill battle. When your goals are deeply connected to what you truly value, the habits you build become easier to sustain. Why? Because they're not just about accumulating money, they're about creating a life that reflects who you are and what matters most to you. Why values matter in wealth building. Financial success isn't just about having more money, it's about using your wealth to live a life that's meaningful to you. Too often, people set financial goals based on external pressures, keeping up with societal expectations, trying to match the lifestyle of others, or chasing vague ideas of success. But here's the problem. If your goals don't align with your values, you're likely to feel disconnected from the process. You might set ambitious financial goals, but without the deeper motivation that comes from aligning those goals with your values, you'll struggle to stay committed in the long term. Reflect on your current financial goals. Are they driven by your own values, or are they influenced by what others expect of you? If you're not sure, it's time to dig deeper into what really matters to you. The link between values and financial motivation. When your financial goals are based on your values, they hold more emotional weight. For example, let's say one of your core values is family. If you set a financial goal of saving for a family vacation or building an emergency fund to protect your loved ones, the motivation to save consistently will be stronger. Why? Because that goal is tied to something you care about deeply. On the other hand, if you're saving just to reach a random number in your bank account, or because it's what you're supposed to do, it's harder to stay motivated. Goals that lack emotional connection often lead to burnout or inconsistency. Studies on motivation show that people are more likely to stick with long-term goals when those goals align with their personal values. This is true in many areas of life, from career development to health, and of course, finances. Identifying your core values. So how do you align your financial goals with your values? First, you need to identify what your values are. Values are the principles and beliefs that guide your decisions, the things that matter most to you. They give your life meaning and direction. Here's a simple way to start. 1. Reflection. Ask yourself the following questions. What brings you the most fulfillment? When do you feel happiest and most at peace? What do you want your life to stand for? What are you willing to make sacrifices for? 2. Based on your reflections, create a list of your top 5 values. These might include things like family, freedom, security, health, or giving back to the community. 3. Now look at your current financial goals. Do they align with your top values? If not, how can you adjust them? For example, if one of your core values is freedom, you might set a goal of achieving financial independence so you can have more control over how you spend your time. Take a moment to list your top 5 values. Once you've identified them, write down at least one financial goal for each value. This will give you a clear roadmap of how your financial efforts will lead to a life that reflects what matters most to you. Creating value-driven financial habits. Now that you've aligned your goals with your values, it's time to build habits that support those goals. Let's look at some examples. You might set a goal of building an emergency fund. Your habit could be automating a portion of your income into a savings account every month. If your value is freedom, your goal could be to pay off debt so you have more financial flexibility. The habit could be setting aside a fixed percentage of your income to aggressively tackle debt payments. If your value is giving back, you might set a goal to donate a portion of your income to causes you care about. Your habit could be creating a charitable giving plan and setting up automatic contributions to the organizations you support. In the financial world, people who align their investments with their values, whether through socially responsible investing or prioritizing industries they care about, often report feeling more satisfied and committed to their financial plans. This alignment provides not just financial returns but emotional and psychological fulfillment as well. By connecting your financial goals to your values, the habits you build will feel more meaningful. Instead of just saving or investing for the sake of it, you'll be working towards something that resonates with your deeper purpose. This emotional connection will keep you motivated even when challenges arise. The long-term impact of value-driven goals. When you align your financial goals with your values, you're not just setting yourself up for financial success, you're creating a life that reflects what matters most to you. Over time, you'll find that your financial decisions become easier and more intentional because they're rooted in something deeper than just numbers. This alignment also helps prevent the common trap of money for money's sake. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more wealth, more success, more status. But if those pursuits aren't tied to your values, they can leave you feeling empty, even if you achieve them. Take a step back and ask yourself, what does true prosperity look like for me? Is it about having more, or is it about living a life that's in harmony with my values? Your answer will guide you as you continue to build wealth habits that support your vision of success. Aligning your daily financial decisions with your values. This week, focus on one financial habit that supports a value-driven goal. If your goal is to achieve financial security, for example, make a habit of reviewing your emergency fund or automating a portion of your income towards savings. The key is to create habits that feel meaningful because they're directly tied to what matters most to you. Write down one financial goal that aligns with your values and one habit that will help you move toward that goal. Commit to practicing this habit consistently for the next month, and track how it affects your motivation and mindset. Building wealth on a foundation of values. When your financial goals align with your core values, the path to long-term prosperity becomes clearer and more meaningful. Your habits are no longer just about accumulating wealth, they're about building a life that reflects who you are and what you care about. In the next chapter, we'll explore the practical side of wealth building by diving into budgeting strategies that support both your values and long-term goals. As you finish this chapter, take a moment to reflect on how your financial goals align with your values. What adjustments can you make to ensure your financial decisions are supporting the life you truly want to create? Write down one change you're committed to making today. Chapter 4. Daily Budgeting for Prosperity. When most people hear the word budget, they think of limitations, restrictions, and sacrifice. It feels like a financial diet, a necessary evil that helps you get to your financial goals but isn't enjoyable. But here's the truth: budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. A budget is a tool that helps you take control of your money, align your spending with your values, and set the foundation for long-term prosperity. When done right, budgeting doesn't limit your freedom, it gives you more of it. It allows you to decide where your money goes instead of wondering where it went. The empowerment of a budget. Imagine driving a car without a map or GPS, not knowing where you're going or how much fuel you have. That's how many people operate their finances. They spend impulsively, react to bills as they come in, and hope there's something left at the end of the month. A budget is your financial GPS. It tells you where you're going, helps you avoid detours, and ensures you're using your resources wisely. Shift your mindset from thinking of a budget as a restriction to seeing it as a plan for freedom. With a budget, you decide what matters most and prioritize accordingly. It's not about saying no to things you love, it's about saying yes to the things that truly matter. The simple framework for a values-driven budget. Creating a budget that aligns with your values doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler it is, the more likely you are to stick with it. Here's a basic framework you can follow to make budgeting a seamless part of your daily life. 1. Start with what's coming in. List all sources of income, from your salary to side gigs or passive income streams. 2. Break your expenses into categories. Fixed expenses. These are your non-negotiables like rent, mortgage, utilities, and insurance. Variable expenses. These fluctuate each month, like groceries, entertainment, and gas. Savings and investments. Prioritize these categories by paying yourself first. A good rule of thumb is to aim to save or invest at least 20% of your income if possible. 3. After tracking your income and expenses for a month, review your budget. Are there areas where you're overspending? Are there opportunities to allocate more money to savings or investments? Adjust as needed to ensure your budget reflects your priorities. Studies show that people who track their spending are more likely to achieve their financial goals because they're more aware of where their money is going. The simple act of writing things down or using an app can help you take control of your finances. The 50-30-20 Rule. A flexible guide. If you're looking for a simple budgeting rule to follow, the 50-30-20 rule is a great starting point. This method breaks down your income into 3 categories. 50% for needs. This includes your essential expenses: housing, groceries, transportation. 30% for wants. These are discretionary expenses: dining out, entertainment, travel. 20% for savings and debt repayment. This portion goes toward building your emergency fund, retirement savings, and paying down debt. The beauty of the 50-30-20 rule is its flexibility. If your goal is to aggressively save or pay off debt, you can adjust the percentages. The key is to find a balance that works for your current financial situation and long-term goals. Apply the 50-30-20 rule to your own finances this month. Use it as a baseline to see how your current spending compares and adjust your budget if needed to align with your goals. How to make budgeting a daily habit. Budgeting isn't something you set once and forget. It's a living, breathing tool that requires regular attention. To make budgeting part of your daily routine, try these simple steps. 1. Start your day with a quick check-in. Each morning, take a few minutes to review your spending from the previous day. Did you stick to your budget? Were there any unexpected expenses? A quick check-in will help you stay on track and adjust if needed. 2. Use technology to simplify. Budgeting apps like YNAB, You Need a Budget, Mint, or even simple spreadsheets can help you track your income and expenses in real time. The easier it is to track, the more likely you are to stick with it. 3. Before bed, take a moment to reflect on how you spent your money that day. Did your spending align with your values? Were you intentional with your financial decisions, or did you make impulse purchases? This reflection will help reinforce the habit of mindful spending. Research shows that tracking your spending daily increases your awareness and helps you catch unnecessary expenses before they accumulate. Daily check-ins allow you to make small adjustments instead of waiting until the end of the month. Many people start budgeting with good intentions but give up after a few weeks or months. This is often because they approach budgeting as an exercise in deprivation rather than empowerment. To avoid burnout, it's important to keep your budget flexible and realistic. 1. Budgeting doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. In fact, it's important to include rewards, small treats or experiences that motivate you to stay on track. If you hit your savings goals for the month, treat yourself to a night out or something you've been wanting. 2. Life changes, and so should your budget. If you find that your expenses have shifted or your priorities have changed, adjust your budget to reflect that. A budget is a tool, not a strict set of rules. Flexibility will help you stay committed for the long haul. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that budgeting is a process, not a perfect science. You'll have months where you overspend or need to make adjustments, and that's okay. What matters is that you're actively engaging with your money and making conscious decisions. When you create a budget and stick with it, you're setting the stage for long-term prosperity. A budget isn't just about making sure you can pay your bills, it's about creating the financial freedom to pursue your dreams. Whether it's buying a home, traveling the world, starting a business, or retiring comfortably, a well-planned budget will help you get there. A study by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that individuals who consistently follow a budget are less stressed, more confident in their financial future, and more likely to achieve long-term financial goals. The key is to remember that budgeting is a tool for building wealth over time. It helps you make decisions today that align with your future goals, whether that's buying a home, retiring early, or giving back to the community. Start your daily budget routine. To get started with your daily budgeting habit, commit to spending 5 to 10 minutes each day reviewing your finances. This could be in the morning or at night, whatever works best for your routine. The goal is to make budgeting a natural part of your day, like brushing your teeth or checking your email. For the next week, commit to checking in on your budget daily. Track your spending, reflect on how your spending aligns with your values, and adjust as needed. By the end of the week, review how this habit has impacted your financial awareness. The freedom in budgeting. Budgeting isn't about limitation, it's about creating the financial freedom to live the life you want. By tracking your spending, aligning it with your values, and making budgeting a daily habit, you'll not only gain control over your finances, but also build the foundation for long-term prosperity. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the power of automating your finances, which will make budgeting even easier and more effective. As you finish this chapter, ask yourself, how can I shift my mindset around budgeting from restriction to empowerment? What small changes can you make today to start feeling more in control of your money? Write down one adjustment to your current budget and commit to tracking your progress this week. Chapter 5. Automating your savings and investments. Imagine if building wealth didn't require daily decision-making or willpower. What if, instead of stressing over whether you saved enough this month, or if you're on track with your investment goals, you could set things in motion once and let your wealth grow on autopilot? That's the power of automating your finances. When you automate your savings and investments, you remove the mental load of having to make financial decisions every day. Automation allows you to consistently build wealth without relying on willpower or motivation. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can adopt for long-term prosperity. The power of automation. Many people struggle with consistency when it comes to saving and investing. Life gets busy, bills come up, and sometimes it feels easier to put off saving until next month. But what if the act of saving and investing happened automatically, without you having to think about it? Automation does just that. It turns saving and investing into a passive process, one that ensures you're building wealth every day, even when you're not actively paying attention. Studies show that people who automate their finances are more likely to achieve their financial goals. Automation takes advantage of behavioral psychology by eliminating the need for constant decision-making, which helps prevent procrastination and emotional spending. The reason automation works so well is that it removes human error from the equation. You no longer have to worry about whether you remembered to transfer money into your savings account, or whether you should invest this month. It happens without you having to lift a finger. Automation also taps into the power of compound growth. By consistently saving and investing, even in small amounts, you allow your money to grow over time. The earlier you start, the more time your investments have to grow, thanks to the power of compounding. Let's say you automate a transfer of $200 into your investment account each month. After 10 years, assuming a modest annual return of 6%, that monthly contribution grows to over $33,000. The magic of compounding works best when you're consistent. How to automate your finances. Now that we understand the power of automation, let's talk about how you can set it up in your own life. Automating your finances is simpler than it sounds, and once it's in place, it runs in the background, freeing you to focus on other areas of your life. 1. The first step is to set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account. Decide how much you want to save each month and schedule the transfer to happen right after you receive your paycheck. This ensures that saving happens before you have the chance to spend the money on other things. Pro tip: start with a small amount if you're worried about cash flow. Even automating $50 a month into savings can make a big difference over time. As your income grows, you can increase the amount. 2. If you have a retirement account, like a 401k or IRA, you can automate contributions directly from your paycheck. Most employers allow you to set a percentage of your income to be automatically invested in your retirement fund. For non-retirement investing, most brokerage accounts allow you to set up automatic transfers to invest in stocks, bonds, or index funds. Aim to automate a percentage of your income rather than a fixed dollar amount. This way, as your income increases, so do your contributions, allowing your investments to grow faster without requiring constant adjustments. 3. If you're paying off debt, automation can help here too. Set up automatic payments for your loans and credit cards to ensure you're consistently making progress. This can also help you avoid late fees and missed payments, which can hurt your credit score. 4. Automating contributions to an emergency fund is one of the most important things you can do for financial security. Set up a separate savings account specifically for emergencies and automate regular transfers to it. The goal is to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This week, set up automatic transfers for your savings or investment accounts if you haven't already. Start with a small, manageable amount, and as you become more comfortable, gradually increase it. Automating these actions will take the guesswork out of wealth building and set you on the path to long-term prosperity. The emotional benefits of automation. One of the often overlooked benefits of automating your finances is the emotional relief it provides. When you automate, you're no longer constantly worrying about whether you're doing enough to secure your financial future. You've already taken the necessary steps, and now you can let the system work for you. Automation reduces decision fatigue, which is the mental exhaustion that comes from making too many choices. By automating routine financial tasks, you free up mental energy to focus on other important areas of your life. Take a moment to imagine how it would feel to no longer stress about your financial decisions. Picture the relief of knowing that your savings and investments are growing, even while you're busy with other things. Automation allows you to reclaim your time and mental energy, while still making progress toward your financial goals. Some people hesitate to automate their finances because they feel like they're losing control. They may worry about not having enough flexibility or being unable to adjust when unexpected expenses arise. But here's the key. Automation doesn't mean you're locked into a rigid system. You can always adjust your automated transfers based on your financial situation. The goal is to set up a system that works for you, not one that adds unnecessary pressure. If you're worried about automating too much, start small. Automate a small portion of your income and gradually increase it as you become more comfortable. The flexibility of automation allows you to make adjustments as your financial situation evolves. If you feel hesitant about automating your finances, start by automating one small transfer, whether it's to your savings, investments, or debt repayment. See how it feels after a month. You'll likely find that it reduces stress and helps you feel more in control of your money. The beauty of automating your finances is that it creates a set it and forget it system. Once you've established your automatic transfers, your financial plan works in the background, growing your wealth without requiring constant attention. This consistency creates long-term impact. Small, automated actions add up over time, and before you know it, you've built a solid financial foundation. Automation doesn't just help you save or invest, it ensures that you're consistently making progress toward your financial goals, even during busy or stressful periods of your life. People who automate their retirement contributions, for instance, are more likely to have larger nest eggs by the time they retire. Studies show that even small, consistent contributions made early on can result in significantly higher retirement savings compared to sporadic or delayed investments. To put the principles of this chapter into action, choose one financial task to automate this week. Whether it's setting up an automatic transfer to your savings account, automating your retirement contributions, or automating debt payments, make this your top priority. Once it's set up, you'll free yourself from the burden of daily financial decisions and let the system work for you. Identify one financial task that can be automated and set it up this week. If you already have some automation in place, review your system to see if you can optimize or increase your contributions. Automation is the key to building wealth without constant effort. Automating your finances is one of the simplest and most effective ways to ensure long-term prosperity. By removing the need for daily decision-making, automation allows you to build wealth effortlessly and consistently. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to adopt an investor's mindset and take your financial growth to the next level by making smart, informed decisions about where to invest your money. As you finish this chapter, reflect on how automation could simplify your financial life. What would it feel like to know that your money is working for you, even when you're not thinking about it? Write down one step you can take to automate your finances and commit to doing it this week. Chapter 6. Developing an investor's mindset. Building wealth isn't just about saving money, it's about putting your money to work for you, and that's where investing comes in. While saving allows you to accumulate money, investing allows you to grow it. But here's the catch: many people are hesitant to invest, held back by fear, lack of knowledge, or the misconception that investing is only for the wealthy. Developing an investor's mindset is crucial if you want to build long-term prosperity. This mindset will help you move from being fearful of investing to seeing it as an essential and empowering part of your financial journey. Why you need an investor's mindset. The idea of investing can seem intimidating, especially if you've never done it before. Stock markets, mutual funds, index funds, bonds, it can all feel overwhelming. However, developing an investor's mindset is about understanding one simple truth. Investing is about building wealth over time, not about taking risks for short-term gains. Many people think investing is like gambling, where you risk losing everything for the chance to win big. But true investing is the opposite. It's about steady, consistent growth, allowing your money to compound over time. When done wisely, investing is one of the most powerful tools you have for achieving long-term financial freedom. Ask yourself, what has been holding you back from investing? Is it fear of losing money, lack of knowledge, or something else? Recognizing your hesitation is the first step toward developing an investor's mindset. One of the most important principles to understand about investing is compound growth. Compound growth means that the money you invest earns interest, and over time, that interest earns interest. The earlier you start, the more time your investments have to grow, and the bigger the impact of compounding. Let's say you invest $1,000 at an annual return of 7%. In 1 year, your $1,000 grows to $1,070. In the second year, you're earning 7% on the full $1,070, which grows to $1,144.90. Over time, this compounding effect snowballs. If you leave that money invested for 30 years, it could grow to over $7,600. This principle works even more powerfully when you make consistent contributions. Even small, regular investments add up significantly over time thanks to the power of compounding. If you're new to investing, it's important to start with the basics. You don't need to know everything about the stock market to get started, but there are a few key concepts you should understand. 1. Stocks. When you buy a stock, you're buying a small share of ownership in a company. Stocks tend to have higher potential returns than other investments, but they can also be more volatile in the short term. 2. Bonds. Bonds are essentially loans you give to companies or governments in exchange for interest payments. They tend to be less risky than stocks but offer lower returns. 3. Mutual funds and index funds. These are collections of stocks, bonds, or other investments that are pooled together. When you invest in a mutual or index fund, you're spreading your money across many different companies, which reduces risk. 4. Diversification. One of the key principles of investing is diversification, which means spreading your money across different types of investment stocks, bonds, to reduce risk. A well-diversified portfolio is less likely to experience major losses if one part of the market takes a downturn. If you're new to investing, start by researching index funds or mutual funds. These are low-cost, low-maintenance ways to get started with investing, and they provide diversification from the start. Consider opening a brokerage account or contributing to a retirement account like a 401k or IRA, both of which often offer these types of funds. One of the biggest barriers to investing is fear. Many people worry that they'll lose money, that they don't know enough, or that the stock market is too volatile. But here's the thing, fear often stems from the unknown. The more you understand how investing works, the less intimidating it becomes. Let's address a few common fears and misconceptions. While it's true that markets fluctuate, long-term investors are more likely to see positive returns. Historically, the stock market has returned about 7 to 10% annually over the long run. While there are short-term dips, the overall trend has been upward. By investing for the long term and diversifying your portfolio, you minimize the risk of significant losses. Fear of not knowing enough. You don't need to be a financial expert to start investing. Start with what you know. Index funds and mutual funds are great options for beginners. Over time, as you learn more, you can refine your strategy, but don't let the desire for perfection keep you from getting started. Fear of market volatility. Yes, markets can be volatile in the short term, but trying to time the market is nearly impossible. Instead of worrying about short-term fluctuations, focus on the long-term trend. The longer you stay invested, the more likely you are to ride out market ups and downs. If fear has been holding you back, commit to educating yourself about investing. Start by reading one article or watching one video on the basics of investing this week. The more you learn, the more comfortable you'll feel taking the first step. The emotional benefits of investing. Investing isn't just about growing your wealth, it's also about empowering yourself. When you invest, you're taking control of your financial future. You're no longer just saving money for a rainy day, you're actively building wealth that can provide freedom and opportunities down the road. Over time, investing can also provide a sense of security, knowing that you have a growing nest egg for retirement, emergencies, or future goals can reduce financial stress and give you more peace of mind. And the best part? Once you've set up your investments, they can grow with little day-to-day effort on your part. A study by the Employee Benefit Research Institute found that people who consistently contribute to retirement accounts like a 401k report feeling more confident and less stressed about their financial future. The act of investing itself can boost your sense of financial security, even before you see major returns. Turning investing into a habit. Like saving, investing is most powerful when it becomes a habit. The earlier and more consistently you invest, the more your money has a chance to grow. But turning investing into a habit requires intentionality. Here are a few tips to make investing part of your financial routine. 1. Just like you automated your savings in the previous chapter, you can automate your investments. Set up automatic contributions to your investment accounts, whether it's a retirement account, brokerage account, or other investment vehicle. This ensures that you're consistently investing without having to think about it. 2. Start small. If you're just getting started, don't feel like you need to invest large amounts right away. Start with what you're comfortable with, even if it's just $50 a month. The key is to start the habit, and over time you can increase your contributions. 3. While you don't need to obsess over the markets, it's important to periodically review your investments to ensure they're aligned with your goals. Set aside time once a quarter or once a year to check in on your portfolio, rebalance if necessary, and make sure your strategy is still working for you. This week, take one concrete step toward investing. Whether it's opening a brokerage account, setting up an automatic transfer, or researching an index fund, make investing part of your financial routine. Developing an investor's mindset is one of the most empowering things you can do for your financial future. By understanding the basics, overcoming fear, and turning investing into a habit, you'll set yourself on the path to long-term wealth and security. In the next chapter, we'll explore the habit of continuous learning and why staying informed about your finances is key to growing and protecting your wealth over time. As you finish this chapter, reflect on how investing could change your financial future. What would it feel like to see your money working for you and growing over time? Write down one action you can take this week to start or expand your investing journey. Chapter 7. The habit of continuous learning. When it comes to building wealth, there's one secret that many successful people know. You never stop learning. In a world that's constantly changing, new financial tools, evolving markets, emerging technologies, the ability to keep learning is what sets apart those who thrive financially from those who struggle. Continuous learning isn't just about reading books or following the stock market, it's about cultivating a mindset that values growth, adapts to change, and constantly seeks improvement. The more you know, the more empowered you are to make informed financial decisions that align with your goals. Why continuous learning matters. In the financial world, things change quickly. New investment opportunities arise, market conditions shift, and technologies evolve. If you want to stay ahead, you need to make learning a habit. But learning doesn't just help you keep up, it gives you the confidence and tools to make better decisions, seize opportunities, and avoid common pitfalls. Think of financial education like compound interest. The more you invest in your knowledge, the greater the returns over time. According to a study by the National Endowment for Financial Education, individuals who actively engage in financial education report higher levels of financial confidence and are more likely to plan for their future. Knowledge is not just empowering, it's transformative. At the heart of continuous learning is curiosity. Curiosity opens the door to new perspectives, deeper understanding, and innovative approaches. The people who achieve long-term financial success are those who continually ask, "What else can I learn?" or "How can I improve?" Take a moment to reflect on your current approach to financial learning. Are you actively seeking out new knowledge, or have you been relying on what you learned in the past? Cultivating curiosity is the first step toward continuous growth. A learning mindset helps you stay flexible and adapt to change. It allows you to pivot when markets shift or when new financial tools become available. More importantly, it keeps you ahead of the curve, able to identify opportunities before others see them. If you're not sure where to start when it comes to building financial knowledge, don't worry. You don't have to become an expert in every aspect of finance. Start with the areas that are most relevant to your goals, and gradually expand your knowledge. Here are a few practical ways to build financial knowledge and make learning a part of your daily routine. 1. Read books, articles, and blogs. There's a wealth of information out there, from classic books on investing to financial blogs that break down complex topics into digestible pieces. Set aside time each week to read something that will expand your financial knowledge. Whether it's a book on personal finance or an article about a new investment strategy, reading is one of the most effective ways to learn. Start with some highly recommended financial books like The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, or Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. 2. Listen to podcasts and watch videos. If you find it hard to sit down and read, consider listening to financial podcasts or watching videos. These can provide you with practical advice, expert insights, and inspiration, all while you're on the go. Try podcasts like The Dave Ramsey Show, ChooseFi, or The Investors Podcast for insightful financial discussions. 3. If you want to dive deeper into a particular topic, like investing, budgeting, or real estate, consider taking an online course. Many platforms offer free or low-cost courses on personal finance, investing, and wealth-building strategies. Check out platforms like Coursera, Udemy, or Khan Academy for beginner to advanced financial courses. 4. Surround yourself with people who are also committed to financial growth. Online communities, social media groups, or local meetups can provide opportunities to share knowledge, ask questions, and learn from others' experiences. This week, commit to learning something new about personal finance. Whether it's reading a book, listening to a podcast, or taking a course, make financial education part of your routine. Consistently dedicating time to learning will keep you empowered and informed. Why knowledge is power. In an era where information is more accessible than ever, there's no excuse for staying in the dark about your finances. The more you learn, the more empowered you are to make decisions that build wealth, reduce risk, and create security for the future. Knowledge is not only power, it's protection. Continuous learning allows you to stay ahead in several key areas. New investment opportunities. As new markets, industries, and technologies emerge, continuous learning helps you identify and seize opportunities that align with your financial goals. Whether it's inflation, market downturns, or global events, having a deep understanding of economic trends helps you navigate challenging times and protect your wealth. Avoiding financial pitfalls. Educating yourself about common financial mistakes, from high fees to risky investments, can save you time, money, and stress in the long run. In the early 2000s, many people lost significant portions of their savings in the dot-com bubble because they didn't fully understand the risks of investing in highly speculative tech stocks. Those who continuously learned and diversified their portfolios fared better during the crash. Learning helps you make smarter, more informed choices, especially in volatile markets. Just like building wealth, building knowledge is a long-term game. It's not about cramming information all at once, it's about making learning part of your daily routine. Here's how you can make continuous learning a habit. 1. Just like you set financial goals, set learning goals. What areas of finance do you want to understand better? It could be anything from investing strategies to tax planning or real estate. Set small, achievable goals and track your progress. 2. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day of focused learning can have a big impact over time. Whether you're reading, watching a video, or listening to a podcast, dedicating time each day ensures that learning becomes a natural part of your routine. 3. Keep a journal or log of new concepts, strategies, or insights you've gained. This not only reinforces your learning but also gives you a reference point to look back on and see how far you've come. This week, set a small learning goal for yourself. Whether it's reading one chapter of a financial book, watching a documentary on the economy, or taking a short course, commit to expanding your financial knowledge. Write down what you learned and how you can apply it to your financial decisions. One of the challenges of continuous learning is avoiding information overload. In the digital age, there's an overwhelming amount of information available, and it's easy to feel paralyzed by the sheer volume of content. To avoid this, focus on quality over quantity. Don't try to learn from everyone and everything. Identify a few trusted sources of information, whether they're books, podcasts, or experts, and focus on those. This will help you filter out noise and stay focused on what's relevant to your goals. Continuous learning doesn't mean non-stop learning. Take breaks to absorb what you've learned and reflect on how it applies to your life. Sometimes, stepping away from information can help you process it more effectively. The most important part of learning is applying what you've learned. Knowledge is only valuable when put into action. Make a point to take one actionable step for every new concept or strategy you learn. This could be anything from adjusting your budget based on new insights to diversifying your investments. Reflect on your current approach to learning. Are you consuming information passively, or are you actively applying what you've learned? Commit to turning knowledge into action by making at least one change in your financial strategy this week based on something new you've learned. To get the most out of continuous learning, it's helpful to create a plan. Decide on the areas you want to focus on, set goals for what you want to learn, and identify resources that will help you achieve those goals. This week, create a financial learning plan. List the areas you want to improve, the resources you'll use, and set a timeline for learning. Whether it's reading one financial book per month or listening to a weekly podcast, having a plan will keep you on track and motivated to keep learning. Knowledge is your greatest asset. Continuous learning is one of the most valuable habits you can cultivate on your path to long-term prosperity. It empowers you to make informed decisions, adapt to change, and seize opportunities that align with your financial goals. In the next chapter, we'll explore how financial discipline and resilience can help you stay the course, even in challenging times. As you finish this chapter, think about one area of your financial knowledge you'd like to improve. Write down a specific action you can take this week to start learning more, whether it's reading a book, enrolling in a course, or joining a financial community. Chapter 8. Building Resilience Through Financial Discipline. No matter how carefully you plan your financial future, life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges in your path. Economic downturns, personal emergencies, job loss, these things can and do happen. But here's the key: how you respond to these challenges determines whether you continue building wealth or fall behind. Financial discipline and resilience go hand in hand. Discipline ensures that you stick to your financial goals, even when things are difficult, while resilience helps you recover from setbacks and keep moving forward. Together, they are the cornerstones of long-term financial success. Discipline is what separates those who achieve financial freedom from those who don't. It's easy to stick to a budget or savings plan when everything is going smoothly, but true discipline shows up when times get tough. It's the ability to stay the course, even when you're tempted to stray from your goals. Financial discipline is not about being rigid or denying yourself enjoyment. It's about making intentional decisions that support your long-term goals, regardless of short-term temptations or obstacles. Reflect on your current level of financial discipline. Are there areas where you tend to let things slide when times get tough? Identifying these moments will help you strengthen your resolve and stay committed to your goals, even in challenging circumstances. While discipline keeps you on track, resilience helps you bounce back when life inevitably throws curveballs. No financial plan is perfect, and setbacks are a normal part of the journey. The key is to recover quickly, learn from your challenges, and keep moving forward. Resilience is about more than just having an emergency fund or financial safety net. It's about your mindset. It's about knowing that setbacks are temporary, and that you have the tools and knowledge to recover and continue building wealth. Research by the American Psychological Association shows that resilience is not a fixed trait, it's something you can develop over time. The ability to bounce back from financial setbacks is largely determined by your mindset, problem-solving skills, and emotional regulation. The discipline-resilience cycle. Financial discipline and resilience form a powerful cycle. When you're disciplined with your money, sticking to your savings goals, living below your means, and investing wisely, you build a foundation of financial security. This foundation makes it easier to recover from setbacks when they arise, which in turn strengthens your resilience. The more resilient you are, the more confident you become in sticking to your financial plan, even when challenges arise. This cycle reinforces itself over time, leading to greater financial stability and long-term success. By developing financial discipline practical strategies. Building financial discipline takes time, but the good news is that it's a skill that can be developed. Here are a few strategies to strengthen your financial discipline. 1. Automation, which we covered in Chapter 5, is one of the most effective ways to maintain discipline. By automating your savings, investments, and bill payments, you remove the temptation to spend money impulsively. Automation helps you stick to your financial plan without having to rely on willpower. 2. One of the biggest challenges to financial discipline is managing discretionary spending. Set clear boundaries for yourself by creating specific categories in your budget for discretionary spending. Things like dining out, entertainment, and shopping. Stick to these limits and avoid the temptation to overspend. Try using cash for discretionary spending categories. When the cash is gone, you know you've hit your limit, and you won't be tempted to swipe your card for more. 3. Discipline is often a matter of choosing long-term rewards over short-term gratification. When you're tempted to spend impulsively or deviate from your financial plan, remind yourself of the long-term benefits of staying disciplined. Whether it's financial freedom, early retirement, or buying your dream home, keeping your long-term goals in mind will help you stay focused. 4. Financial discipline doesn't have to feel like deprivation. In fact, celebrating small wins can help you stay motivated and committed. When you reach a savings milestone or pay off a debt, take a moment to celebrate your progress. Rewarding yourself for staying disciplined reinforces the habit and makes the journey more enjoyable. This week, identify one area of your financial life where you could improve your discipline. Whether it's sticking to your budget, increasing your savings, or cutting back on discretionary spending, commit to making one small change and track your progress. Preparing for setbacks. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from financial setbacks, it's about being prepared for them in the first place. While you can't predict every challenge that will come your way, you can take steps to protect yourself and minimize the impact of unexpected events. Here are some strategies to build financial resilience. 1. One of the most important tools for financial resilience is an emergency fund. This fund acts as a buffer when life throws unexpected expenses your way, such as medical bills, car repairs, or job loss. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate savings account that's easily accessible. 2. If you rely on a single source of income, consider finding ways to diversify. Whether it's starting a side hustle, investing in income-generating assets, or developing passive income streams, having multiple sources of income increases your financial stability and reduces the impact of losing one stream. 3. Insurance is another key tool for building resilience. Health insurance, disability insurance, and life insurance can protect you and your loved ones from financial ruin in the event of illness, injury, or death. While it may seem like an extra expense, having the right coverage can prevent much larger financial losses down the road. 4. Resilience is not just about financial preparation, it's about being flexible and adaptable when things don't go according to plan. This might mean adjusting your budget during an economic downturn, finding creative ways to cut expenses, or temporarily pausing certain financial goals to address immediate needs. The key is to stay open to change and be willing to adapt as necessary. Reflect on how resilient you are to financial setbacks. Do you have an emergency fund in place? Are you diversifying your income? If not, take one step this week to strengthen your financial resilience, whether it's setting aside money for emergencies or researching new income streams. One of the most powerful tools for building financial resilience is adopting a growth mindset, the belief that you can improve, adapt, and learn from challenges. People with a growth mindset view setbacks as opportunities for growth, rather than as permanent failures. When you experience a financial setback, instead of getting discouraged or giving up on your goals, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my plan moving forward? Research from Stanford University psychologist Carol Dweck shows that individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to overcome challenges and achieve long-term success, whether in personal or professional life. Applying this mindset to your financial journey can help you navigate obstacles and stay committed to your goals. Strengthen your resilience. To build financial resilience, start by taking one proactive step this week. Whether it's starting or increasing your emergency fund, reviewing your insurance coverage, or diversifying your income, the goal is to prepare for setbacks before they happen. Write down one area where you can improve your financial resilience. Commit to taking action this week, whether it's saving more, exploring new income streams, or updating your insurance policies. Financial success is not a straight path, it's filled with ups and downs, challenges and opportunities. But by developing strong financial discipline and building resilience, you can stay the course and achieve your long-term goals, even when setbacks arise. In the next chapter, we'll explore the importance of generosity and how giving back can be a powerful wealth-building practice in its own right. As you finish this chapter, take a moment to reflect on how you've handled financial challenges in the past. What did you learn from those experiences, and how can you apply that knowledge to strengthen your financial discipline and resilience moving forward? Write down one lesson and one action you can take to improve in these areas. Chapter 9. Generosity as a wealth-building practice. When we think of wealth, we often focus on accumulating money, building assets, and achieving financial independence. But there's another, equally powerful element of prosperity that's often overlooked. Far from being a drain on your wealth, generosity can be a key driver of long-term financial success. Generosity is about more than just giving money away. It's about creating a mindset of abundance, building stronger communities, and aligning your financial life with your values. When practiced wisely, generosity can open doors to new opportunities, strengthen relationships, and bring a sense of purpose to your wealth-building journey. Why generosity matters in wealth building. At first glance, it might seem counterintuitive to focus on giving when your goal is to build wealth. After all, isn't wealth building about saving and investing for the future? While saving and investing are crucial, generosity plays an equally important role. Here's why. 1. Generosity cultivates an abundance mindset. When you give freely, whether it's money, time, or resources, you reinforce the belief that there is enough to go around. This mindset is a key element of financial success because it encourages you to think expansively, embrace opportunities, and take calculated risks that can lead to greater wealth. 2. Generosity also helps you build stronger relationships. Whether it's supporting a friend in need, donating to a cause you care about, or offering mentorship, acts of generosity foster trust and goodwill. These relationships can lead to valuable opportunities, both personally and professionally, that you might not have access to otherwise. 3. True wealth isn't just about money, it's about living a life that reflects your values. Giving allows you to align your financial decisions with what matters most to you, creating a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. Studies show that people who give regularly, whether through donations or volunteering, report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. Take a moment to reflect on how generosity fits into your financial life. Are you giving in ways that align with your values? How might practicing generosity more intentionally improve your sense of purpose and connection to others? Beyond the emotional and social benefits, there are tangible financial advantages to practicing generosity. Here are a few ways that giving can actually enhance your financial well-being. 1. Tax deductions. Charitable donations are often tax-deductible, meaning that when you give to a qualified organization, you may be able to reduce your taxable income. This creates a win-win situation. You support causes you care about while potentially lowering your tax burden. 2. Generosity fosters a sense of reciprocity. When you give freely, others are often inspired to give back in some way, whether through opportunities, referrals, or support. While the goal of giving should never be to receive something in return, the positive ripple effects of generosity often extend far beyond the initial act. 3. Generosity encourages you to think carefully about your finances and prioritize what's important. When you make a habit of giving, you naturally become more intentional about your spending and saving. This sense of purpose can help you stay disciplined and focused on your long-term goals. A study by the University of Zurich found that people who gave generously, whether money or time, were not only happier but also more likely to experience financial benefits, such as stronger professional networks and unexpected opportunities for growth. How to practice generosity in a sustainable way. Practicing generosity doesn't mean giving away all of your resources. It's about finding ways to give that are sustainable and meaningful. Here's how you can incorporate generosity into your financial life without sacrificing your own financial security. 1. Just as you budget for savings and expenses, it's important to budget for giving. Decide on a percentage of your income that you feel comfortable dedicating to charitable causes or acts of generosity. This ensures that your giving is intentional and that it aligns with your overall financial plan. Start small if needed. Even setting aside 1 to 2% of your income for giving can make a difference. As your wealth grows, you can increase this percentage over time. 2. Generosity is most fulfilling when it's aligned with your core values. Take time to reflect on the causes or organizations that matter most to you, whether it's education, health, the environment, or social justice. Giving to causes that resonate with you creates a deeper sense of connection and purpose. 3. Generosity isn't limited to financial contributions. Volunteering your time, offering mentorship, or using your skills to help others can be just as impactful. In many cases, giving your time can lead to opportunities for personal and professional growth, as well as a sense of fulfillment that money alone can't provide. 4. Generosity doesn't have to be limited to large donations or volunteer work. Small, everyday acts of kindness, like buying coffee for a friend, helping a neighbor, or offering encouragement, can create positive ripple effects in your life and the lives of others. This week, commit to one act of generosity that aligns with your values. Whether it's donating to a cause, volunteering your time, or supporting a friend, take note of how it feels to give freely and how it impacts your sense of abundance and purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of generosity is its ripple effect. When you give, you create a positive chain reaction that extends far beyond the initial act. Your generosity can inspire others to give, build stronger communities, and create a culture of abundance. In fact, research shows that generosity is contagious. When people witness others giving, whether it's through donations, volunteer work, or random acts of kindness, they are more likely to give themselves. This creates a ripple effect that can have a profound impact on society. A study by the University of California found that acts of generosity spread from person to person, often reaching 3 degrees of separation. In other words, your generosity not only impacts the person you help directly but also influences that person's social circle and beyond. How generosity builds wealth. While it may seem paradoxical, practicing generosity can actually help you build wealth in the long run. Here's how. 1. Generosity reinforces an abundance mindset. When you give, you operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset shift encourages you to see opportunities rather than limitations, which can lead to smarter financial decisions, investments, and growth. 2. Acts of generosity build trust and strengthen relationships, which can lead to unexpected opportunities. Whether it's a business partnership, mentorship, or referral, generosity often creates opportunities for growth and success that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. 3. Financial success without purpose can feel empty. By aligning your financial goals with acts of generosity, you create a sense of purpose and fulfillment that enhances your overall well-being. And when you're happier and more fulfilled, you're more likely to stay motivated and disciplined in your financial life. Reflect on how you can make generosity a core part of your wealth-building strategy. How can you shift from a mindset of accumulation to one of abundance? Write down one way you plan to incorporate generosity into your financial life moving forward. To make generosity a regular part of your life, it helps to create a plan. Decide how much you want to give, what causes you want to support, and how often you want to practice acts of generosity. By being intentional about your giving, you ensure that it aligns with your financial goals and values. This week, take 15 minutes to create a generosity plan. Determine a percentage of your income to dedicate to giving, identify causes that resonate with your values, and commit to practicing one small act of generosity each week. In a world that glorifies overnight success and quick wins, it's easy to lose sight of the real path to long-term financial freedom, and Generosity is more than just a feel-good practice. It's a powerful way to build wealth with purpose. When you give, you reinforce an abundance mindset, strengthen relationships, and create opportunities for growth. In the next chapter, we'll shift our focus to the legacy you want to build with your wealth, ensuring that the habits you develop today have a lasting impact on future generations. As you finish this chapter, consider how generosity fits into your financial life. What causes or people do you feel called to support? How can you align your financial goals with acts of giving that bring meaning and fulfillment? Write down one specific way you plan to incorporate generosity into your financial strategy. Chapter 10. Wealth Beyond Money. When we think about wealth, money is often the first thing that comes to mind. But wealth is about so much more than the balance in your bank account or the assets you accumulate. True wealth encompasses your health, relationships, freedom, and the quality of life you create. In fact, many people who achieve financial success eventually realize that money alone doesn't bring the fulfillment they were seeking. Wealth, at its core, is about freedom, the freedom to live life on your own terms, pursue your passions, and spend time with the people you love. It's about having the resources to take care of your physical, emotional, and social well-being. When you redefine wealth to include these broader aspects, you begin to see that prosperity isn't just measured in dollars, it's measured in the richness of your experiences and the depth of your connections. The dimensions of true wealth. Let's expand the definition of wealth to include 4 key dimensions that go beyond money. 1. Your physical and mental well-being are foundational to any form of success. Without good health, the wealth you've accumulated means little. Health is often overlooked in financial discussions, but it's a critical component of living a prosperous life. 2. Wealth includes the quality of your relationships, your family, friendships, and community. Financial success without meaningful relationships can feel empty. Strong connections provide emotional support, joy, and a sense of belonging. 3. Time is one of the most valuable assets you have. Being truly wealthy means having control over how you spend your time, whether it's pursuing hobbies, traveling, or spending time with loved ones. Financial freedom gives you the ability to choose how you allocate your time. 4. Wealth also includes a sense of purpose. It's about doing work that brings you meaning, pursuing your passions, and contributing to something greater than yourself. When you align your financial goals with your sense of purpose, you create a life that feels rich in every sense of the word. Take a step back and ask yourself, what does wealth truly mean to me? Does it extend beyond money? How are you currently investing in your health, relationships, and purpose? Reflecting on these questions can help you redefine wealth in a way that brings deeper fulfillment. The foundation of wealth. Your health is your greatest asset. You can have all the money in the world, but without good health, it becomes difficult to enjoy your wealth or the freedom that comes with it. That's why investing in your health is one of the most important ways to build true wealth. Physical health. This means committing to regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, and getting enough rest. Physical health isn't just about living longer, it's about having the energy and vitality to truly enjoy life. When you make your health a priority, you're investing in your ability to fully experience everything life has to offer. Just as important is mental health. Stress, anxiety, and burnout can weigh heavily on you, regardless of how secure you are financially. Incorporating self-care practices like meditation, therapy, or simply taking time to unwind can help you stay mentally resilient and balanced. This week, commit to one small habit that improves your physical or mental health. Whether it's going for a daily walk, practicing mindfulness, or getting more sleep, investing in your health is investing in your long-term wealth. Relationships, your social wealth. The people in your life, your family, friends, colleagues, and community, are part of your wealth. Strong relationships provide emotional support, encouragement, and a sense of connection. They enrich your life in ways that money alone cannot. In many ways, relationships are a form of social capital. The strength of your relationships can open doors, provide new opportunities, and enhance your overall well-being. But just like financial wealth, relationships require investment. They need time, attention, and care to grow. Family and friends. Nurturing your relationships with family and friends is a key aspect of long-term wealth. Prioritize quality time, meaningful conversations, and shared experiences. Being part of a community provides a sense of belonging and support, whether it's through volunteering, joining a social group, or simply being there for others. Investing in your community contributes to both your social and emotional wealth. Reflect on the relationships in your life. Are there relationships that you've neglected or that need more attention? This week, make an effort to reconnect with someone or invest more time in nurturing your closest relationships. The ultimate wealth. One of the main reasons people seek financial independence is to gain time freedom. Time freedom means having the ability to choose how you spend your time, rather than being tied to a job or financial obligations. It's about having the flexibility to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, and live life on your own terms. Financial freedom is often the vehicle that allows you to reclaim your time. But it's important to remember that wealth isn't about endlessly working for more money, it's about creating the freedom to do what truly matters to you. Time freedom doesn't necessarily mean retiring early, it's about achieving a balance between work and life, where you have enough financial security to reduce stress and enjoy your time. What would you do if you had the freedom to spend your time however you wished? Whether it's traveling, starting a business, or exploring a hobby, true wealth allows you to pursue the things that bring you joy. Many people who achieve financial independence report that the greatest benefit isn't the money itself, it's the freedom to live life on their terms. Time freedom allows you to design a life that reflects your values and priorities. Are you using your time in ways that align with your values and bring you fulfillment? If not, identify one change you can make to create more time freedom in your life. Wealth with meaning. Financial wealth without purpose can feel empty. That's why true wealth includes a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Whether it's through meaningful work, creative projects, or giving back to others, aligning your financial goals with your life's purpose brings a deeper sense of satisfaction. For many people, work is a significant part of their identity. Finding work that aligns with your values and passions can bring a deep sense of purpose. This doesn't mean you need to quit your job or start a nonprofit. It's about finding ways to bring more meaning into what you do, whether through your career or side projects. Contributing to causes you care about, whether through donations or volunteer work, creates a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond financial success. Giving back is a way to leave a positive impact on the world, and it can bring a sense of purpose that enriches your life. Ask yourself what gives your life meaning. Are your financial goals aligned with your sense of purpose? If not, how can you begin to shift your financial decisions to reflect the things that matter most to you? True wealth is holistic. It's about more than just accumulating money. It's about creating a life that's rich in experiences, relationships, health, and purpose. When you expand your definition of wealth to include these dimensions, you begin to see that prosperity isn't just about having more, it's about living more fully. Take a moment to redefine what wealth means to you. Beyond money, what areas of your life do you want to invest in? Write down your new definition of wealth and the actions you'll take to create a more balanced, fulfilling life. Redefine wealth in your life. To integrate this broader definition of wealth into your life, start by identifying areas where you can invest in your well-being beyond money. Whether it's improving your health, deepening relationships, reclaiming time freedom, or finding purpose in your work, choose one area to focus on this week. Write down 3 non-financial areas of your life where you want to build wealth. What small steps can you take this week to improve in those areas? Whether it's scheduling time for exercise, reconnecting with a loved one, or exploring a new hobby, begin to expand your definition of wealth. True wealth goes far beyond money. It includes your health, your relationships, your time, and your sense of purpose. By broadening your understanding of wealth and investing in these areas, you'll create a life that's rich in meaning, fulfillment, and lasting prosperity. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to pass on these wealth-building habits and principles to the next generation, ensuring that your legacy of prosperity continues for years to come. As you finish this chapter, reflect on how you've defined wealth up to this point. How has your definition changed after considering the broader dimensions of wealth? What steps can you take to create a more balanced, fulfilling life moving forward? Chapter 11. Teaching Wealth Habits to the Next Generation. Building wealth isn't just about your own financial success, it's about creating a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. Teaching the next generation about wealth habits and financial responsibility is one of the most powerful ways to ensure that the principles of prosperity continue long after you're gone. Whether it's your children, grandchildren, or young people in your community, passing on financial knowledge is a gift that keeps giving. By sharing your experiences, values, and practical knowledge about money, you empower the next generation to build on what you've started. Teaching them how to manage, grow, and share their wealth not only strengthens their financial future, but also reinforces your own legacy of prosperity. Why financial education for the next generation matters. Many people grow up without a solid understanding of how money works, often learning the hard way through trial and error. But it doesn't have to be that way. By teaching the younger generation about money early on, you give them the tools they need to avoid common financial mistakes and build lasting wealth. Financial education is about more than just teaching how to save or invest. It's about instilling values, encouraging a healthy mindset about money, and teaching financial habits that will serve them for a lifetime. 1. Many families face cycles of financial struggle due to a lack of financial education. By teaching wealth habits to the next generation, you break this cycle and equip them with the skills and knowledge to make informed financial decisions. 2. Financial education isn't just about numbers, it's about teaching values such as discipline, patience, and responsibility. These values are the foundation of good financial habits and can be passed down through generations. 3. One of the greatest gifts you can give the next generation is the ability to achieve financial independence. By teaching them how to manage their finances responsibly, you help them avoid debt, build wealth, and create a life of financial freedom. Reflect on the financial lessons you've learned throughout your life. What do you wish you had known earlier? How can you pass on those lessons to the younger generation, helping them avoid the mistakes you made and build a strong financial foundation? The importance of modeling wealth habits. Children and young adults often learn by watching the behavior of those around them. This means that your actions speak louder than words. If you want to teach the next generation about wealth, you need to model the financial habits you want them to adopt. Here are a few ways to model good financial behavior. 1. Demonstrate responsible spending. Show the next generation how to spend money intentionally by making conscious decisions about what you buy. Explain your thought process when making purchases, highlighting the importance of budgeting, needs versus wants, and avoiding impulse buying. 2. Practice regular saving and investing. Make saving and investing a visible part of your routine. Whether it's setting aside money in a savings account, contributing to a retirement fund, or making regular investments, show younger generations that saving and investing are key habits for building long-term wealth. 3. One of the reasons financial literacy is lacking in many families is because money is often a taboo subject. Break that barrier by having open and honest conversations about money with the younger generation. Share your financial successes and mistakes, and explain the strategies you use to manage your finances. Studies show that children who grow up in households where money is openly discussed are more likely to be financially literate and make responsible financial decisions as adults. This week, commit to having one open conversation about money with a young person in your life. Whether it's discussing the basics of budgeting, explaining how saving works, or talking about the importance of investing, take the first step in normalizing financial discussions. Teaching wealth habits doesn't have to be overwhelming, and it's important to tailor your lessons to the age and maturity level of the person you're teaching. Here are some guidelines for age-appropriate financial education. 1. Young children ages 4 to 10. At this stage, focus on the basics of money. Teach young children what money is, how it's earned, and the concept of saving versus spending. Use simple language and fun activities to help them understand these concepts. Give children a small allowance and encourage them to divide it into 3 jars: 1 for saving, 1 for spending, and 1 for giving. This teaches them the value of managing money and introduces the concept of generosity early on. 2. Preteens and teenagers ages 11 to 18. As children grow older, you can introduce more advanced concepts such as budgeting, the power of compound interest, and the basics of investing. This is also a great time to teach about the dangers of debt and how to use credit responsibly. Help teenagers create their first budget, including setting savings goals for things they want to purchase. Show them how saving a little bit regularly can help them reach their goals faster. 3. Young adults ages 18. For young adults, focus on financial independence. Teach them how to manage their own finances, including budgeting, saving for emergencies, investing for the future, and understanding taxes. This is also a critical time to teach about the importance of retirement savings and starting early. Encourage young adults to open a savings or investment account and set up automatic contributions. Help them understand the long-term benefits of starting to invest early, even if they start small. Based on the age and maturity level of the person you're teaching, choose one financial concept to introduce this week. Whether it's the basics of saving for a young child or helping a teenager create their first budget, commit to taking one step toward financial education. One of the most important aspects of teaching wealth habits is instilling a positive mindset about money. Many people grow up with limiting beliefs about money, such as the idea that wealth is only for a select few or that money is inherently bad. By helping the next generation develop a healthy, positive mindset about money, you empower them to pursue financial success without fear or guilt. Help younger generations see that wealth is accessible to everyone who practices good financial habits. By shifting their mindset from scarcity to abundance, you encourage them to see opportunities instead of limitations. Encourage a balanced view of money. Teach the next generation that money is a tool, not an end in itself. Help them understand that while money can provide freedom and opportunities, it's not the sole measure of success or happiness. Encourage younger generations to practice gratitude for what they have and to see money as a way to contribute positively to the world. Teach them the value of giving back, whether through donations or acts of kindness, and show them how generosity can coexist with wealth building. Reflect on the money beliefs you hold and how they were shaped by your upbringing. Are there any limiting beliefs that you don't want to pass on to the next generation? How can you instill a positive, empowering mindset about money in those you teach? To ensure that the next generation is equipped with the tools they need to build wealth, it's important to provide them with both knowledge and resources. Here are some ways to pass down your financial legacy. 1. Work together with your family to create a wealth-building plan that spans generations. This plan might include saving and investing strategies, charitable giving goals, and estate planning. Involve younger family members in the process so they understand how the family's wealth will be managed and passed down. 2. Help younger generations get comfortable with financial tools such as savings accounts, investment platforms, and budgeting apps. The earlier they start using these tools, the more confident they'll become in managing their own money. 3. Just as you've embraced the habit of continuous learning, encourage the next generation to do the same. Provide them with resources such as books, podcasts, or courses that will help them continue growing their financial knowledge over time. This week, take one step toward passing down your financial legacy. Whether it's creating a family wealth plan, introducing a financial tool, or sharing educational resources, commit to helping the next generation build a strong financial foundation. Teaching wealth habits to the next generation is about more than just passing down money. It's about passing down the knowledge, values, and habits that create long-term prosperity. By sharing your financial experiences, modeling good habits, and instilling a positive mindset, you help ensure that the next generation is equipped to build on the legacy you've started. In the final chapter, we'll put everything together and create your personal wealth habit blueprint, a step-by-step guide to maintaining and growing your financial success for the rest of your life. As you finish this chapter, think about the legacy you want to leave behind. What financial lessons and values do you want to pass down to the next generation? Write down one specific way you plan to teach a wealth habit this week, whether through a conversation, activity, or financial tool. Chapter 12. Your Wealth Habit Blueprint. Congratulations, you've made it to the final chapter of Wealth Habits, Daily Practices for Long-Term Prosperity. By now you've explored the transformative power of wealth-building habits, learned how to automate and invest, gained insights into the importance of generosity, and redefined wealth beyond money. But this journey doesn't end with the last page of this book, it's just the beginning. In this chapter you'll create your personalized wealth habit blueprint, a practical, step-by-step guide to maintaining and growing your financial success. This blueprint will help you integrate the key habits you've learned into your daily life, ensuring that your wealth-building journey is consistent, sustainable, and aligned with your values. The key principles of wealth habits. Before we dive into building your blueprint, let's take a moment to recap the core principles of wealth habits. 1. Mindset matters. A wealth mindset is foundational to long-term financial success. Cultivating a mindset of abundance, patience, and discipline is what sets apart those who build lasting wealth from those who struggle. 2. Consistency is key. Small, daily actions compound over time to create significant results. By staying consistent in your saving, investing, and financial planning habits, you build a strong financial foundation. 3. Automation takes the effort out of saving and investing. By automating your finances, you remove the need for constant decision-making and ensure that your wealth-building habits stay on track. 4. Investing allows you to put your money to work for you. With the power of compound growth, even small, consistent investments can grow into substantial wealth over time. 5. Continuous learning. Financial knowledge is a lifelong pursuit. By continuously educating yourself about new financial tools, strategies, and trends, you stay informed and empowered to make the best decisions for your financial future. 6. Financial discipline and resilience go hand in hand. By staying disciplined in good times and resilient in tough times, you can navigate challenges and keep building wealth over the long term. 7. True wealth includes giving back. By practicing generosity, you reinforce an abundance mindset and contribute to the well-being of others while strengthening your own sense of fulfillment. 8. Wealth is not just financial, it includes your health, relationships, time, freedom, and purpose. By investing in these areas, you create a life that's rich in meaning and well-being. 9. Teach the next generation. Passing on wealth habits to the next generation ensures that the principles of financial responsibility, discipline, and generosity continue beyond your lifetime, creating a lasting legacy. Creating your wealth habit blueprint. Now it's time to create your own wealth habit blueprint. This will be a personalized plan that outlines the specific actions you'll take to implement the habits and principles from this book in your daily life. Step 1. The first step in creating your blueprint is to clarify your financial goals. These should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals. Whether your goals include saving for retirement, paying off debt, buying a home, or achieving financial independence, it's important to have clear targets to work toward. Write down 3 to 5 financial goals that you want to achieve in the next 1 to 10 years. Be as specific as possible, and make sure your goals are aligned with your values and long-term vision of wealth. Step 2. Identify the key habits to support your goals. Once your goals are clear, identify the daily and weekly habits that will help you achieve those goals. These habits should be actionable and easy to integrate into your routine. Think about what you've learned throughout the book and choose the habits that resonate most with your goals. For example, if your goal is to save for retirement, a key habit might be automating a monthly contribution to your retirement account. If your goal is to achieve financial independence, a habit might be tracking your expenses daily to ensure you're living within your means and saving aggressively. For each financial goal, write down 1 or 2 key habits that will help you move toward that goal. Be specific about what you will do and how often you will do it. Step 3. Automate and simplify. Automation is one of the most powerful tools for building wealth because it ensures that your habits are consistent. The less you have to think about saving and investing, the more likely you are to stay on track. Review your financial plan and look for areas where you can automate. Consider automating savings transfers to an emergency fund or savings account, contributions to retirement or investment accounts, debt payments to ensure you stay on top of them and avoid interest charges. Identify at least 2 areas of your financial life that you can automate. Set up automatic transfers or payments to simplify your wealth building process. Step 4. While consistency is important, it's also essential to build resilience into your financial plan. Life is unpredictable, and financial setbacks are bound to happen. The key is to be prepared and adaptable. Make sure your plan includes an emergency fund with at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses, a strategy for diversifying your income, whether through investments, side hustles, or other sources, regular check-ins to review your financial progress and adjust your plan as needed. Do you have an emergency fund in place? Are you prepared for unexpected expenses or changes in income? If not, set a goal to build up your emergency fund or explore ways to diversify your income. Step 5. Wealth building is a lifelong journey, and staying informed is critical to your success. Commit to making financial education a regular part of your routine. This could include reading books, listening to podcasts, taking courses, or attending financial workshops. Set a goal to engage in financial learning at least once a month. This could be as simple as reading a chapter of a financial book, subscribing to a financial newsletter, or watching an educational video. Step 6. Wealth is more meaningful when it's aligned with your purpose and values. Think about how you can incorporate generosity into your wealth habit blueprint. This could include charitable giving, volunteering, or supporting causes you care about. Decide on a percentage of your income or time that you want to dedicate to giving back. Whether it's donating to a cause, volunteering, or supporting friends and family, make generosity a core part of your wealth plan. Step 7. Schedule regular reviews. Building wealth is a dynamic process that requires regular attention. Set aside time to review your financial plan on a regular basis, whether it's monthly, quarterly, or annually. During these reviews, assess your progress toward your goals, make adjustments as needed, and celebrate your successes. Schedule a recurring time on your calendar for financial reviews. Use this time to check your progress, update your goals, and make any necessary changes to your wealth habit blueprint. Once you've completed these steps, you'll have a clear, actionable plan for building and maintaining long-term prosperity. Your wealth habit blueprint is not set in stone. It's a flexible guide that you can adjust as your life circumstances change. The key is to stay consistent with your habits, keep learning, and remain adaptable. Now that you've created your blueprint, commit to taking one small step today to put it into action. Whether it's automating your savings, setting up a financial review, or starting a new habit, the journey to long-term prosperity begins with the actions you take right now. As you close this book, remember that wealth is not just about money, it's about creating a life of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment. The habits you've learned throughout these chapters are not just financial tools, they're the foundation for living a prosperous, meaningful life. Your wealth habit blueprint will guide you as you continue on your journey, helping you stay focused, disciplined, and aligned with your values. By building wealth with intention, generosity, and purpose, you'll create a life that's rich in every sense of the word. The journey to long-term prosperity doesn't happen overnight, but with daily habits, continuous learning, and a commitment to growth, you're already well on your way to achieving the financial freedom you deserve. As you finish this final chapter, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. What wealth habits have you already started to implement? What actions are you committed to taking next? Write down one final thought or commitment that will help you stay focused on your path to long-term prosperity. Final words. As you close this book and step into the next chapter of your life, remember that wealth is built not in a single moment, but through the small, intentional actions you take every day. The habits you've developed, the knowledge you've gained, and the mindset you've cultivated will guide you toward lasting prosperity. True wealth goes beyond financial success. It's about creating a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. With the tools and habits you've embraced, you're well on your way to living a life of abundance, not just for yourself, but for the people and causes you care about. Stay committed to your journey. Keep learning, growing, and adapting. And most importantly, remember that wealth is not just about having more, it's about living more, giving more, and creating a legacy that endures. Thank you for embarking on this journey toward long-term prosperity. Your wealth-building story is just beginning, and I have no doubt it will be a story of success, generosity, and lasting impact. Wishing you a life of abundance and freedom. Take care and be well.